equal chance, please use a couple features. One is in reactions, you can raise your hand and then you will queue. So I'm the first person in the queue. So if you put, I see Susan Anderson figured out how to do it. So please queue up. And secondly, feel free to write your questions or comments in the chat box. People can look at that, you can save the chat, and Anne will also be watching the chat in case you aren't able to raise your hand because you're on your phone or some other device that doesn't have the raise hand feature. So again, thank you for watching this with us and for making any comments or questions. And Susan, do you want to turn on your photo? Will that work for you? Okay, please be the first person who raised your hand.
Great. Well, bad hair day, no problem. I just have to comment on what a wonderful film this is. I was just listening to before you. I was listening to a commentary with alumni from Principia College in Elsa, Illinois, and Principia Upper School, and I want just some way to get that film to those schools. I mean, what a fabulous opportunity, particularly for the college, because it's a liberal arts school that is dedicated to bettering the world. And I think there's so many wonderful things to talk about in this film. I'm totally impressed. Thank you so much for showing it. How can we
to answer your question that it's available free? I showed it in the Seattle Public Schools. We had no money. And
oh my goodness,
website, you can get it in a lot of different ways. YouTube, Vimeo, from their website. And if you go, there's a lot of ways to see it. It's right on the website. So which is called the Economics of Happiness.org. So there's many ways to show it without a site license in public. So and on the website, there's a lot of teaching resources. There's this huge notebook of, so for teachers, and there's discussion questions, there's just lots and lots of globalization, and so it's lots of things for teachers and schools to do. Thank you for asking that question, and that's true for faith groups, youth groups, community groups.
Well, and I'll just add one quick thing, and that is I have become a devoted customer for Kitsap Fresh, which is basically your local farmers market being delivered to your house. I love it.
Isn't that the greatest? I have a community supporting agriculture brought to my house, so I order heavy things. Plenty of things. So when I walk from a grocery store, I don't have to carry the heavy things. So it's very and fresh and delicious. So thank you. That's exactly what we want to hear. We want to hear your questions and your comments, how you are in everyday life helping to support the local economy, the jobs and everything else. So Ann Miller, you're next.
Sure. So one of the questions that I have, and this is I can't remember when this film was made, but it's a little bit older. And I'm curious about every film, every story comes from a particular perspective. And there's what voices are heard, what voices are left out. I'm curious if people felt like the film is still completely relevant, which, I mean, I felt like there was a lot that's still relevant, but I'm curious if people felt like there were things that aren't as relevant now or things that need to be discussed that were left out. So that's a question for me.
So that might take some time for people to think about. So you can write answers in the chat, remember, and at any point you're ready to answer that, please raise your hand. I think that's a good question. We all need to remember with a song, with a movie. What else is not here that we want to know about? What might be different? So Andrea, thank you for being next. Go ahead.
Well, I was thinking more of when I watched the movie originally a few years ago, I didn't know who the people were, and now it's like, oh, I do. You know, like, I know who Richard Heinberg is. He runs a thing called Think Resilience. And Vandana Shiva is just a warrior for the farmers in India and against globalization. And David Corden, who lives, I think, on Bainbridge Island, who wrote To Change the Story, Change the Future. And Chris Johnstone, who wrote my favorite book with Joanna Macy, actor of Hope. And Bill McKibben and Rob Hopkins of the Transition Town Movement. Those are the people I knew. There were a lot of people I didn't know. But But yeah, it was made in 2011, and it was Linda Miller. It's still around, but yeah, that's fine. I like it. I do kind of wonder what has changed. I Googled, have farmers how have farmers markets grown, and it just went up to 2019, and so I don't know if it's they were on an upward swing. I don't know the statistics about that, but I wonder, like in terms of transition towns, or I know we have transition US here in the US. I wonder, how have things gotten, I hope, better since then?
That might be on the website, and that is a question we can make the people who are continuing to work on this. So thank you, Andrea. So next is Paul.
So I thought the movie was great, but I'm thinking with this new debt ceiling thing going on, I'm hearing that they're going to cut Social Security and stuff like that, and that's going to affect a lot of the elderly people and people that are living off of Social Security. But as far as the farms, I used to live in Seattle, and so I know there is a farm on Yesler that's being produced, and some African American farmers have done a conglomeration. And so I think it's still going on. Stuff is still happening. So the movie is definitely relevant. So I think it's very powerful. I'm going to share it far and wide. Because now I live in Tacoma, I'm trying to find some people here in Tacoma, farmers in particular, that I can share this with. So, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Janine was next, and then Dick and Mona. Go ahead, Janine. If you have you want to...
Oh, I'm sorry?
Would you turn on your camera if you...
Oh, let me see here. I kind of have a low light in here, so I was kind of keeping it off.
All right.
But no, I'll do it, and you get what you get.
Sometimes we can understand that if we see your lips when we...
Yeah. I love the film. Obviously, all the messages in that are fantastic. My main concern is I think we are growing more CSAs, and we're improving localization in our communities. However, I'm not very confident about the fact that transnationalism or globalization is in any way ceasing. It's not. So, and it just continues at a pace that is reflected by a Republican administration in this country, that's in control of the House, at this point willing to put our country into, default just because they won't allow that transnationalism, basically, we're talking about money speaking, they won't allow that to decrease in any way, shape, or form. So, we have a progressive caucus, but these forces are very weak in a way. I mean, they're growing, but I am always left in these kinds of wonderful messages with just wondering, how do we really affect change, though? We have the climate crisis, and that ends up being something that is kicking us in the butt, to some degree a little stronger than maybe it would be otherwise. But I still believe that, like for example, I think I'm a little bit of an answer to Anne's question about, has anything changed here, or are we, in terms of the individual, I do notice people getting stuck in these ruts of, like getting after people for having a flight across the country, or, flying to see their children somewhere. And it's that idea that individual actions make so much difference. And, in the film, they really questioned that. And it's going to be these bigger actions we're able to figure out regulatory-wise or some other way that are going to make sweeping changes all at once for many people, but to depend on every individual's action and then to act as though those little actions can make the big difference. That's erroneous, and they did say that in the film too. So I guess I'm always sitting here wondering, what is the best place to put our energy? If we're already localizing, if we're already a vegetarian, if we're already doing things that we feel are contributing to this, to this situation that we want, how do we really mobilize for big change? Which is what they're really asking for in this film.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what I think the message of the producers has been, and we're an example of it in the group that's sponsoring this tonight. There's a group called South Seattle Climate Action Network, and we're an example of one of many thousands of groups like this across the world. Literally, there's this book called Blessed Unrest, how there's neighborhood groups that are doing things like influencing their city council's policy, their county council's policy, their port policies, their state legislative policy, the federal policy, the global policy. So what SCAN does is once a month meet and say, one of our members is working on cruise control. Some of our members are working on private airplanes, aviation. So we look for the PowerPoints of policy, because you're absolutely right. Everybody could order a CSA and we'd still have these private flights and big cruises and big airplanes, doing what, we don't know, so bombing or whatever. So yes, we have to live our own lives with integrity. I think we do that just to be true to ourselves. Do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to show off.
No, I totally know what you mean.
I consider it integrity, not hypocritical. I'm not trying to.
I think that's hugely important on an individual level.
But I don't kid myself. That's not.
I think they have to
say, "Oh, I have an electric car now. I have solar panels. I'm done." No, you're not. Just because.
I guess because I do take part in so many of those efforts, say here in Olympia, I'm part of so many of those efforts, right? And we follow the board and we try to constantly figure out how to, keep the trees standing and at every level. We're trying to affect housing, we're trying to affect, don't give your tax breaks to developers when we need affordable housing to be included. There's just so many of those things. But there's very few people that really show up for those groups. They're fairly small groups. They're not huge. They're not huge sweeping groups. They're small, but I do understand that every group on every jurisdictional level will make some difference, yes. But I still am left with the question that we are talking about, in the last 40 or 50 years, sweeping transnationalism and globalism that has wiped out many of the gains that we might have had.
Right. Well, I just need to tell you, you're absolutely right. We're at the phase of the movement we need to grow, and we will grow with the next generation, I'm quite sure, because we have high school students now who are asking us, how do we lobby our legislators? Yeah. I was in high school, I never asked them that. We have high school students who say our state should declare a climate emergency. We have high school and college students who've met with their Congress members, Susan Benny's staff up in Bonneville recently. So trust me, this younger generation
yes, I agree.
is my hope. And not just our younger generation. I'm trying to work in the 3rd Congressional District, which is Skamania, Clark County, Yelm, Tonino, and I'm looking for people who care about the climate, because there's a new congresswoman down there named Marie Perez. And I'm doing wonderful climate activists in Yelm and places. So we don't know. We think maybe we're the only ones.
Here's one piece of good news.
We're everywhere.
One piece of good news is that I have a 24-year-old daughter who is working for Bloomberg right now in Brooklyn, New York, on a climate initiative. But she wants to move back here, and she and her friends all want me to buy a piece of land so that they can start a communal living situation. So I see that in action. She wasn't that kind of person before. Now, that age is getting together and saying, we want to live local, we want to live on a piece of land where we can all share resources. We don't all creating,
one more example, and then I'll be quiet.
I have a reputation.
I have a 3rd grade granddaughter, and she could do a report on somebody, and she picked Greta Thunberg. And then she could be an expert on some topic, and she picked climate change. She's like 9 years old. You know what I mean? So kids today are ahead of where I was when I was 9, I'll just say. So Dick, you're next.
That's the hope.
Yeah, I think the hope is really going to come from just what's happening in the world. Just reading the book by Jim Bendel called Breaking Together, and he's looked at the data. He says we're actually are right now in the initial stages of civilizational collapse. And what he's looking at is like since 2015, the UN Human Development Index, which had been increasing up to 2015, is now declining all across the world. Not quite every country, but just about everywhere. Developed countries, poor countries. They also found that that was the year they put in the 2015-17 Sustainable Development Goals at the UN. They expected to make a lot of progress by 2030. Well, most of those have been going down too. And you look at the increasing number of wars, failed states like Haiti and Sudan and Afghanistan, and I just read that South Africa is almost a failed state now. It's just incredible. And so it's like in the end of the pandemic, So I think what's going to come to not our rescue, but as more and more things, bad things happen, people are going to wake up. As Beth just pointed out, the younger people, but all our societies are actually all waking up now. The polls all show that people are much more concerned about the future. They don't trust government. The real issue seems to be that people know things are getting worse, that standard of living is actually going down for the majority of people, but they don't really know what to do about it. We have all this propaganda out there, and a lot of people are just scapegoating. All these conspiracy theories on the right, on the left, they want to scapegoat identity issues, and all across the world, people are scapegoating this or that. So part of what I think we can do is just get a sense of realism of where we're at. We're not going to recover from this. We can't. This whole idea of green growth is an illusion. Technology won't save us. But yet, if we become aware of those things, we can do what they were suggesting in the film. We can start to find ways to relocalize that are not just individual, but systemic ways. They're talking about, I just read there's a new effort for the United States for a national infrastructure bank, which has some promise. And there are also things in the financial area where the existing financial system is starting to fail now. We get this inflation. We've never had this kind of inflation before. We have these supply chain issues. These things are coming from the limits to growth, because we just can't keep growing like this. If we want to invest in renewable energy, like Inflation Reduction Act and lots of nice things, we don't have the capacity to do all that right at once. We're going to have to start spending less on the military, less on riches for the rich, luxuries for the rich. And how to do this, we're going to have to figure out. But I see change in awareness right now.
Thank you, Dick. Linda and then Susan. Linda, you were next.
Yes, so I'm going to be shocking. So prepare to be shocked. I think that we're all looking at the situation from inside our bubble, which is a capitalist bubble. And see, isn't that shocking? It's like, we shouldn't be surprised that if we think that land can be owned, and ideas can be owned, and water can be owned, that why are we surprised that we've come to this? Our very system of ownership of everything that's important leads us to here. So I think we have to get outside of that bubble and start thinking about, if we had a magic wand today, how would we create a set of rules to relate to the earth, the water, each other, population growth? Does a person have a right to have, 15 children? That's just, just an example. To pay things over, where does community of humans take precedence over individual rights, and where does the ecosystem have a right? Because it's many different creatures and many different living things. And in capitalism, it's whoever is strongest, really, whoever can control the law can take what he, and it's usually a he, wants. And that's why we're where we are. So I think we really need to start all over rather than just trying to chip away at it from the very, very, very edges.
Can I get philosophical? Well, it seems to me there's never a shortage of ideas. We're given infinite capacity for ideas. And just Beth's examples of what she's doing, nothing does happen in a giant revolution. When it does, it's a mess. It is the gradual, step by step, just the way nature works. I was watching my maple tree outside my window here thinking, just a few weeks ago, there was nothing on it. And it's gradually, step by step, do we make this progress. And I do believe that each individual's effort is the pebble in the pool. And if everybody on this call did the things, I mean, I'm not particularly capable right now to physically get out and do all those things, but I have a way of praying about things that I know is really important and powerful and contributes greatly. I've been involved with prison work, and I just went to the most wonderful conference where a group of two men, it's called Embraced Fully, and they are helping men and women who have found basically God in a particular way in prison, and then helping them once they get out. And there were several of these returning citizens there whose lives were transformed. And the strength of their courage is such a huge contribution to society. So we need to value them. So it is about valuing each other, valuing the community we have, and each of us making the contribution that we can where we are. I won't talk anymore.
Thank you, Susan. That's very profound. Well, I don't see any more hands up. So,
my hand's up.
Paul has his hand up. Just
Okay.
You know,
Yeah, so
for some reason your hand is hard to see.
oh, the background. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, so I mean, lots of things. The last comment, Gilda Shepherd made a documentary about prisoners coming out, and it was called I forgot what the name of it, but made it for a movie, screened it. And so Gilda Shepherd was a professor at Evergreen here in Tacoma. She made a documentary about that. But there's so many other issues. One thing I was thinking about, if one family can get a law passed to change the whole LGBTQ thing related to not being able to go into a bathroom based on your sex, only one family made that law change. And so we have enough power if we come together to make those things. But voting is key, right? And so, I don't know. I'm trying to think of all these different things and put them together. It can be kind of overwhelming at one point. I, too, am not physically able to be out there in the picket lines and striking and stuff, but I have a lot of intellectual power because I do videos and stuff like that. And I know a lot of people. I mentioned before, I know some farmers in the Seattle area. I just recently moved here to Tacoma, and I'm learning more about Tacoma and a lot of the large African-American population in Tacoma, which is really powerful. But back to the movie and the topic, I think it's about organization and getting together. But who determines who's going to make the choice of making the right thing, right? If you're going to get a group of people together and say this is right and this is wrong, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? So, but now with capitalism, it's the money. And the fact that the Supreme Court made it that a corporation can speak. That doesn't make any sense, right? So a lot of things need to be changed. So I'm done.
Thank you. By the way, the movie that was referred to as Since I've Been Down.
Right, Since I've Been Down, yes. And actually, there was another documentary I saw about climate change, about power, and how much it takes to create those sun detection and sun panels to generate power. And so I watched this a long time ago. And I think not Clinton, but the vice president, Gore, was behind it. And so if you follow the money, you'll see that a lot of the stuff, even though they're saving the earth, so to speak, a lot of people are still getting rich because of that. So, yeah, capitalism.
Okay, thank you. Janine was next. And by the way, Anne, if you could check the chat box to see if there's anything in there, speak up for the chat. Janine?
I actually do want to recognize that someone had asked something in the chat box, and they should probably be next because I'm on my second round. Let's see, one question I have is about the Inflation Reduction Act, for instance, which will support more renewable and hopefully localized energy, but there also seems to be an assumption that we can continue to use energy at the same rate. I think is at the same rate. So that was, I guess, more of a comment. But I was just going to add a comment to Paul that I believe that that Citizens United is probably the most toxic thing, and that there's many of us in this group that maybe feel like they can't go out on the streets and go to meetings and do things like that. But this post-COVID reality is that we have a huge amount of power just sitting in our homes these days. We can go to meetings, we can write endless letters to every, I mean, there's many incredible things. Like right now, there's the Forest Service and the Bureau of Land Management are remaking their rules federally about what's going to happen to old growth, mature trees on all federal lands, right?
Wow.
Send a letter, just go look up that issue, and there's a comment period. And, the bodies counted makes a difference. And if all of us at home can just write a letter or send an email, really it can be very simple. But I think that there's a huge power of a lot of elderly, for example, that are not able to do other things, but people can all activate from home now in ways that we didn't used to be able to. But my feeling is that Citizens United is one of the main things that we need to be working on, because without getting money out of politics, how do we ever separate transnationalism and globalization and money and corporations and welfare? Corporate welfare, how do we ever get that out of the political process, which is where the laws are made, which is where those decisions and regulations come from. So Move to Amend is an organization that you can look up, and they are the people that are, trying to make a constitutional amendment because that's the only way we're going to get Citizens United, reversed. We can't do it through the courts, obviously, now. And they've, in fact, solidified that law in many ways. So, go check out Move to Amend and try to get our legislators, our U.S. representatives, to sign on to that. I think it's now called the House. It's called the Joint Resolution. Used to be 48, now I think it's 52 for this particular session. So, or maybe it's 54, one of those two. And write your congresspeople.
Thank you so much. Yeah. And you might want to put that in the chat if you don't mind, so that people can get it. And remember, you can save the chat, and if people have helpful resources, please put them in the chat. So, Anne, did you have anything you wanted to say, or that you saw in the chat that was?
No, I was.
Okay.
About the Inflation Reduction Act. The only reason I brought it up is that there seems to be contradictory information about that in the movie. Like, on the one hand, we want to have our low energy, we want to have green energy, and on the other hand, it does sort of support people continuing to use at the same rate, and is there a conversation that needs to be had? So I'm just curious about that, what other people think. So.
Okay, I see Dick, you're next. Dick Romana?
Yeah, and we couldn't hear you too well either, your microphone. But one thing we could work on right now is this debt limit thing in Congress. It's just totally absurd. There's no point in having a debt limit at all. And for whatever reason, Biden wants to somehow keep the debt limit but just negotiate with the Republicans, when we should be getting rid of the whole debt limit. And we should be, in fact, re-examine our entire monetary system, because it's just out of control, and it's basically fleecing the rest of us in the whole world, just to make the rich richer. And so this is actually a time when we can actually raise those issues and say that we should be the sovereign ones here, not the banks. And there's no constitutional thing that says you have to make some kind of debt limit. In fact, the Constitution suggests that we actually have the power, that we have the obligation, the government has the obligation to pay back our debts. And that this whole debt limit thing may actually be unconstitutional. So I think this is an opportunity to really question what's going on financially.
Thank you, Dick. Absolutely right. There's calls from the Progressive Caucus and others to go with the 14th Amendment that commits the United States to pay its bills, which was passed because of the Civil War debt. So that's constitutional power and right. Janine, you still have your hand up? Did you have another question, or did you just not take it?
No, I just need to put that down.
Okay. So, any last words? Chuck. Good.
Did you all see 60 Minutes on Sunday night?
No. Tell us about it.
It's kind of, speaking of the power of the corporation, the defense contractors in the 80s, they actually had a bidding situation where different contractors bid against each other, but the Pentagon laid off 135,000 people whose job it was to make sure there was competitive bidding. So now we have essentially 5 key defense contractors in the country, Boeing being one of them, who used to be in Seattle, but of course now they're in Chicago. But they essentially made the point that these guys now are monopolists, and they can charge whatever they want for these parts. There was a $435 part key to a particular attack helicopter that now is being bought by DoD for $12,000. The $25,000 Stinger missile that we're giving, I'll be correcting that, to the Ukraine, $25,000 missile is now being bought for $400,000 a piece.
Yeah.
Now, if that doesn't curdle your milk, I don't know what will. Yeah, so the power of the corporation in this country is just phenomenal.
Right. You're absolutely right. And unfortunately, Senator Sanders and some of the other senators have asked that the Department of Defense investigate that kind of profit mongering and do an audit. So they've been trying to get the Defense Department to be audited, but it keeps refusing. And they tried to get a bill passed, but it didn't pass yet. So I was just reading recently today, it might have been that some of the senators are getting together to try to hold them accountable to what the other departments do. You know, and every other department has to do competitive bidding. So thank you for raising that, Chuck.
Yeah, just 2 other things that I shared with Pam the other night here in Tacoma. The climate crisis is reaching a tipping point in many respects, and if we don't do something about it in the next couple of years, we're deep doo-doo.
Well, that too. Yeah.
Think about what China has in terms of their goals for this world.
That's many years long.
We're really deep doo-doo.
Yeah. So many things, but one thing is our President Biden needs to be pressured to declare a climate emergency, which would give him and agencies a lot more power, and basically change the standard crew from status quo to having to have much more power. And so there is a House and Senate concurrent resolution, and we have asked Adam Smith to sign it. He hasn't yet. Pramila Jayapal signed it. Neither of our senators have signed it, so I'm someone who meets with our staff of our senators and representatives quite often, regularly, and we're about to start a petition because we've tried meeting with them, we've tried, emails, letters. There's going to be a protest on June 8th down at the Federal Building at noon that I think SCAN is going to sponsor in 350 Seattle, Stop the Money Pipeline, XR, asking President Biden to declare a climate emergency and act on it. Which that means don't approve any new fossil fuel pipelines, stop the ones that they can stop that are, and more rapid transition to clean energy and reduced energy. So that's what's going on that I know of, locally, state, national. And fortunately, there's a lot of people around that it's really gives me hope to meet people from other parts of our state, other parts of our country. There's these national groups, and there's people in the South, the Southwest, people everywhere. There's, all kinds of people, faith groups, labor groups, workers, farmers. It's just really scientists, academics. It's a quiet movement. We're not out in the streets as much as people used to be. But as somebody said, we're doing a lot more online, digital petitions, emails, phone calls, which is especially suitable for people who aren't able to go outside. So, Andrea, do you want to say anything more about that? Because you're an activist too, in a lot of ways. You want to say anything?
No, but Paul has his hand up.
Okay, Paul, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about American manufacturing. And so mentioned that these bombs cost, what, $50 million a piece? But a lot of those components are from material that's from Africa, because Africa has those things. And also, China is making components that we buy from them, and a lot of the electronic and computer things and the algorithms they make. And so it doesn't really make any sense that we're going overseas to buy these things that are fundamental to our, our country from a military standpoint. So I'm like, okay, we got to stop that. But again, one person can't do it. But we got to figure it out.
There are people in Congress and there are people out on the streets who are trying to do that, who have been doing it, and it's going to take the rest of our lives, as long, I believe. Just like the people who won the right to vote for women and people of color, some of them died before they got the real voting rights.
Unfortunately, yeah.
So
and I think people still think that capitalism is just you work for a corporation and you get paid, and it's all fine, But others we're starting to understand that it's out of control. It's become more and more efficient and more mergers, and so now it's the power is in the hands of the few. But I had a fifth grader. I was in a class giving a climate lesson. I was actually watching some of their presentations, and one of the fifth graders said, "Well, it's because corporations put profit over people." I was okay, you're getting it. And I did the climate reality training, and I did a bunch of, in 2019, I did a bunch of, I had friends get together and I did presentations, and I remember a friend saying, well, we're never going to get rid of capitalism. And it's that was not that long ago. And people are starting to see that it's a problem. And workers strike back, unions are, getting stronger. Today I went to go buy paint at McClendon's, and they didn't have Behr paint there anymore.
What?
And it's sold only Home Depot bought company, so you can only buy it at Home Depot. And McClendon's was a locally owned company that's been sold out. And look at PCC, it used to be a co-op, which is not anymore. So I said something to him about, another, merger, isn't capitalism one? He said something like, yeah, this sucks. So I think people are getting to the end of their rope, and they're hopefully, I hope I'll talk about it as much as I can. They need to understand really what's happening, and I think it is. We're getting to that point where people are figuring out that capitalism is not working in our favor.
Yes, that's definitely.
I think young people are way more skeptical, and way more willing to question it. They're not afraid of questioning it.
I disagree.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they're just as lost, and our mental health is suffering. I never say the young people who do it, but all ages, we're all together. Yeah.
Well, when I grew up, you were afraid to question capitalism. You were considered unpatriotic, and people aren't as afraid of being unpatriotic these days as it seemed like we used to be.
Well, because we have to, just like President Bush, Biden being the best climate president. It's he has to be.
I'd like to also back up Andrea's statement that I don't think any of us get to feel that we can leave it to the youth to do something about this. I really feel until we take our dying breath that we should be doing everything we can, because we really are all needed in this. We cannot leave this to the youth because we helped create this.
Oh, I'm not being called on, so I'm going to speak out.
Yeah, go ahead, Mona. I was trying to call you. Go ahead.
Well, I just want to say that, I think it seems to me like globalization we have with us, and we're not globalizing. But one thing I've noticed is that it's even hard to find things at the Safeway anymore, because Amazon is taking over. Because you go and you try to find something like you used to get 90% chocolate, or just things that things that Safeway used to have, they don't. And I think it's because Amazon is taking over, becoming the big corporation, that's ruling the world.
Well, them and Walmart.
Yeah. So Ann Miller has her hand up.
wanted to let people know, Janine, thank you. You put a link to some information about contacting the Bureau of Land Management about saving our old growth forests. I also put a link in there if you want to just have a template letter, which so there's a couple of different links that you could use. And then also wanted to thank Janine for putting the information about Recommend, and Charlie. I haven't looked to see what you're working on. You posted some stuff as well. Oh, about Citizens United. So all sorts of information in the chat. So thanks everybody.
I see Dick and Laura's hand up. Were you done? You could take it down. Well, it's just 8 o'clock, so that's about our ending time. Any closing words? I can just say thank you. I agree with what I've heard, that we need to work on this as long as we have breath, as long as we have the possibilities that we have. I'm grateful for the possibilities that we have to learn, to work together. You know, we still, and we have to fight to keep our right to free speech, because it could be taken away, the right to protest. So we have to keep free speech, the First Amendment, by using, which we are. And I'm really grateful to live in a community where there's so many people. It's just wonderful people. It just gives me hope, I have to say, of all ages. And I just am just happy that the young people, because I've been growing older, and I've been in the peace movement my whole life, and in the peace movement, we've all just gotten older together. I'm really happy that now there's some young people at the University of Washington. Some of these engineers are speaking up against war and going military. So that's a wonderful thing. That's a wonderful thing that we've got new young people in the peace movement. Trust me, we need them. Along with us, right, Mona? Some of us have been in peace movement our whole life since we were old enough to speak. So anyway, Oma, please.
Yes. Okay. So I'm in Bellevue, Washington. I don't know where you all are located. I'm an activist and have been since forever, but for sure since 2016, hardcore. And I'm just wondering, when you say you have a community, what you're referring to?
Well, yes, thank you. South Seattle Climate Action Network is in the South Seattle, and I'm also in state groups, national groups, and international groups. So I consider my community the whole world, really, but especially my neighborhood, you know, Mount Baker in Seattle. But people here tonight are from other places, Tacoma, Canada, yeah, wherever.
I'm involved in all the indivisible local groups, but I live in Bellevue in a very affluent, next to Microsoft community, and it feels pretty lonely in terms of any kind of action that I would take or would want to take. It just doesn't. These neighbors would not be in sync with what interests me. What interests me is what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, that's the great. You're welcome to Dublin and come on across the bridge, because there's stuff. And
there is a Bellevue group, and there are a lot of like-minded folks that are involved with that. So that would be a place for you to just
Bellevue Meaningful Movies.
I also think the League of Women Voters is a great organization that works on a lot of issues. And
I'm involved with that. I'm involved with Bellevue Meaningful Movies. They used to be,
Eastside 350 maybe. There's Eastside.
How about People for Climate Action in Bellevue? Oh, I don't know about that one. Okay.
Yeah, look up People for Climate Action Bellevue. That's a good.
The founder is actually in Bellevue, Court Olson. Okay.
I didn't know that. How about that?
I know Ann Engstrom. Do you all know who she is in Seattle? Climate Lobby, Ann Engstrom.
Yes,
She's doing this forever.
Yes.
Citizens Climate Lobby.
Yeah, that's her. Yep. And I'm very connected with her.
Yeah. The Bellevue chapter for CCL is run by Dr. Gwen Hansen. First name Gwen Hansen.
Thank you.
You could also join Olympia Indivisible completely remotely, and they're very active with a lot of legislation. You know, so I would suggest getting very statewide. Maybe if you don't feel your community is very, because of the remote possibility, you don't really have to be able to travel to be very active in a different, in a different chapter or a different region, or go statewide.
Yeah. Also, East
I
King.
hear a lot about the homeless, there's so many issues. Do I need to tell you? I mean, there's so many.
We know. Yeah, if you live in Seattle, we know about the homeless issue.
Yeah.
It's very.
There's
There's also East King PUD Public Utility District, which is in it. You know about them? Okay, good.
Yes.
Thank goodness they're happening, but it is kind of lonely sometimes for all of us. But that's why it's important that we get together.
And I'm an incrementalist, so I think that's a little more challenging. I love the people who are doing whatever you can do. I think that's essential. But I get frustrated with incrementalism. Yeah, that's just an
Joint extinction rebellion in Seattle.
Yeah, exactly. Get wild.
Depending on whether you like to march or lobby legislators or both, or local level, state level, national. I'm so glad we have so many groups working on so many issues. It's really good.
There are some people that say that the only way to get anything done is at the grassroots level. So we could believe that and just keep chipping away at it, right?
Who knows? I think it's everything. We need lawsuits. We need education. We need movies. It's everything to build this movement. It's going to take off. I really do believe.
Yeah, it just takes time.
It does.
But we're getting close to that time.
And it
takes courage too. It takes courage. We have to put ourselves on the line at some point. I mean, we can't just. We really need to be courageous, and whatever that is for each of us, we need to step out of our comfort zone and go farther than that.
And never lose heart. Just never lose heart.
And thank you, Janine. My book club tomorrow or Sunday is going to talk about Active Hope by Joanne Macy. If you haven't read it yet, read it. She has this theory. It talks about the great turning, David Court, but also that you start from gratitude, you face your grief and sorrow, and then it's just this virtuous spiral. So it's a good book. It'll help you with other people who are discouraged. Because some of my friends don't bother working on climate because they just think it's hopeless. So you need a kind of active hope. You need to focus on what's possible. What's possible.
And there's always
positive future. We have to vote. Don't tell me what my odds are. I don't care about the odds. That everything's a horse race. Well, 50% chance of winning or losing. No, you have to focus on what could happen if enough people do something. So,
by the way, I heard David Court speak a couple of weeks ago at our church, and he says if you just look at the numbers, it seems hopeless, but that. We can't do that. We have to maintain, some kind of hope, because we know whatever we do, if we do it with the right spirit, with the right knowledge, it will help in one way or another. And that's everyone else I know who understands how serious the numbers are, realizes that we can't just give up hope, because if we don't do anything, it could be total collapse. If we do something, it could be still some collapse, but much softer, much better for future generations.
Right. Any other books or movies people want to recommend? Or, I think it's really important to keep your hopeful.
Recommend this movie.
Okay. Yeah,
it's so easy.
It's so easy. Yeah. And you can put it in school. I don't think even Sanchez would, maybe he would ban in Florida, who knows.
Does anyone know if this is available anywhere else? Is it on a platform of any kind that anybody has seen?
It is.
It's on YouTube.
So Films for Action has it for free, and you don't have YouTube, you're going to get ads in the middle of it, so I would go to Films for Action.
Okay, Films for Action, it's free. I'll say that again, it's free. And so it's really good price.
Is it?
Screening rights, but they don't make us pay for screening rights.
Yeah, we don't have to pay for screening rights, which is wonderful.
Definitely. So is there a list of all the organizations that are doing work? like a website or web page that has all those different organizations?
It just keeps changing and getting bigger.
Okay.
I had lists, and then it wasn't. There's so many.
I know.
And now I think we're trying to join together, like the peace movement and
Right.
the climate movement are saying we have to work together. It's the same thing.
The anti-war, the income.
More racial justice,
Exactly.
gender justice, we're trying to all work together. It's really valuable and important. Yeah.
Income inequality, labor equality,
Right.
it's all coming together. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. A lot of
It
issues.
really is. It's great. It's awesome.
Right.
And the People for Climate Action does have, I think, a lot of the groups on their website.
Okay.
I think Scan is on their website, South Seattle Climate Action Network.
Okay. Okay.
We try to work together. We really do.
Defund the military.
Defund the military, yeah.
Right.
Mona's a stalwart for that, of ending nuclear weapons and war. Yeah. All right, well, it's a little past 8. Okay, Linda's waving goodbye. All right, we'll see you again.
Hi, thank
Bye.
you.
Everyone.
Keep hope alive.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
And save the chat. Save the chat.
Courage.
Save the chat before you leave.
Bon courage.
Okay.
Thank you, Charlie.
Yeah, thanks, Charlie, for making the movie viewable. And thanks, Beth and Moon for Movies, for having us talk and screen this excellent documentary. And so, actually, there was a film I saw like 2 decades ago called Zeitgeist. I saw it on YouTube. It's like a 3-part series. And it talked about the whole economic and the whole religious thing and how materialistic and a lot of stuff is made to break. And so I thought it was pretty interesting. So Zeitgeist is the name of it.
Okay. Well, we do want recommendations of films.
Okay.
I think Charlie, you're the host, so when you leave, it will shut down. Because I think you're the host.
Okay.
So thank you, and I'm leaving.
Okay. Bye-bye. Have a good weekend.